Our benches, and Ralph Hacker, we're about ready to get the fireworks underway here in Philadelphia.
Fireworks is a great choice of words, Cawood, because when Duke and Kentucky meet, you know it's going to be a dandy. I give Kentucky a great shot. We want to say hello to the Student Athletic Council group that's watching this game back in Memorial Coliseum in Lexington. You're listening to it on the radio and watching it on CBS. And we appreciate 800 of you being along in the Coliseum. We're about ready to go. It'll be one of the great ones in the country, and Christian Laettner moving it a jump against Jamel Martinez. Tim Higgins will be the man who tosses the ball up. Full house here in the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Championship game. The winner will play Indiana. They beat UCLA earlier on, 106-79. It is Kentucky and Duke, and to call it, here's Cawood Ledford.
Laettner 3 inches taller. We're ready for the toss. Up it goes, and Laettner gets the tap on the second try, and Thomas Hill brings it over the line. Off on the right side to Davis, back out to Hurley, and Hurley sets it up as Kentucky goes right to a 2-3 zone. Hurley spots it, puts a thumb in the air to call his play. Off on the left side to Davis. Down in the left corner to Hill. Hill dribbles toward backcourt, tries to get to the lane to Hurley. Laettner with it outside. Great three-point shooter, and his pocket is picked. Here goes Woods. Can't outrun him. Slows it down. Bounces off Mashburn driving. Misses the layup. Goes and gets his own rebound and brings it back out. Gives it to Farmer. Kentucky a little jittery. Pelfry wide open for a three. Write it down. And Kentucky takes a 3-0 lead. Kentucky not pressing. Couldn't get it on that time. It's back in that 2-3 zone. Laettner out in backcourt. Gives it to Hurley. Moves off to the side. To go to the other side to Hill to Hurley. Here's Laettner. Bluffs a 17-footer. And Mashburn trying to reach in is guilty of picking up the first foul of the ball game. Duke will take it out of bounds. Davis, left side offensive court, will inbounds the ball for the Dukies. In the backcourt it goes to Hurley. Hurley looking at that 2-3 zone. Right side to Hill. Hill dribbles into backcourt with it. Gives it to Hurley. Hurley looking low. Gives to Davis. Back to Hurley. Hurley for a three. No good. But rebounded by Lang. He puts it up and in. And Kentucky leads it 3-2 as Duke got a second chance. Woods brings it down. Duke is man-to-man. Hurley picks him up. Woods off on the right side to Martinez. He's out in backcourt. They don't come get him deep. Gives to Woods. Woods driving on Hurley. Puts a jumper up and in. Off the board.
Kentucky's 2 out of 3.
So the Cats lead it 5-2. And stepped out of bounds. Pelfry almost picking the pocket on the press. But he stepped on the sideline. It goes back to Duke. 5-2. Cats lead. Duke's ball on the side. And it comes in to Lang. Kentucky still pressing. Dribbling it now is Davis. Back and forth against Woods. Heads for the sideline. Gets it across the stripe. Moves down. Kentucky gets in his 2-3, but Martinez is out there on the top of it. Goes back inside, but not in time. They get it to Laettner. He puts it in. Martinez stayed out too long instead of getting back in his zone. Cats have a 1-point lead. 5-4. They'll move it the length of the court. Mashburn just dribbles it inbounds to Sean Woods. Hurley waits at midcourt. Woods comes over the stripe, moves down the right side. Still on the dribble. Better do something with it. And he gives to Martinez, who goes in, pulls up an 8-footer, comes off of there. Rebounded by Hurley, and the Dukies come out on a run. Hurley off on the right side, and Hill with a jump shot is no good, but he's fouled on the shot by Pelfry.
Got him on the arm as he released it.
His first, Kentucky's second, will put Duke on the line and a chance to go to the lead for the first time in this game as we have played just a little over 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. On the line, Thomas Hill. Duke, a tremendous free-throw shooting team. Hill is a 76% shooter.
Duke is a team 74% overall.
Good shooting team everywhere. Hill at the line. The left-hander puts up the first one. It's good. And we've got an even game at 5-all. Hill a chance to put the Blue Devils into the lead. Southpaw junior. Ready to fire. It's up. It's in. 6-5. Duke leads Kentucky with the ball as Mashburn just lobs it in to Sean Woods. Woods on the dribble down court. Gets it up over the line. Holds up. Gives to Martinez on the right side. Dribbles out toward the top of the key. Gives to Pelfry. Open for a three. Yes. Pelfry's 2 for 2 at 3 quarters, and it's 8-6 Kentucky. Duke runs it down against the press. Laettner has not crossed the line as yet. Farmer's with him. A Mutt and Jeff combination, but now Thomas Hill with it. Brings it out, gives to Hurley. Kentucky goes back to the 2-3. Knocked down by Martinez as they tried to go inside. And Martinez was fouled in there as going at him was Davis. First foul on Duke. Nice play defensively for Jamal Martinez. Will put the ball in play now.
Laettner a little lazy in moving for the ball, and Martinez certainly took advantage of it.
Martinez gives it into Sean Woods, and the Cats come down to face the man-to-man. Hurley picking up on Woods. Woods dribbling in backcourt. Here's Pelfrey, fakes the 3, gives it on the left side, and here is Mashburn hits it. Jamal Mashburn drills the 3, and Kentucky leads it 11-6. Biggest lead of the ball game. Laettner bringing it down against Martinez. Pulls up on the side all the way across court to Davis. Out to Hurley. Hurley driving into the top of the key. And, boy, Pelfrey didn't like that call. He's called for reaching in, and neither did Coach Rick Pitino, but John Pelfrey's just picked up number 2. That's 3 on the Cats.
Coach Pitino usually brings a player out if he gets 2 fouls early in the half. Let's see if he does this with Pelfrey. He will.
It'll be Deron Feldhaus checking in. Pelfrey has 6 of Kentucky's 11 points. He's hit 2 for 2 from three-point land. And Pitino is still complaining to the officials. The inbounds pass comes to Lang. Out deep it goes to Davis. Here is Hurley. Hurley brings it out deep on the dribble. Kentucky drops back in the 2-3. Hill with it to Hurley. Hurley looks. Goes back to Hill. Hill dribbles. Comes out in backcourt. Gives to Hurley. They'll go under to Laettner. He got the step and put it in. 11-8. Kentucky still with the lead. Woods up over the stripe. Hurley with him. Gives off to Mashburn. Mashburn gives to Martinez. They're going to give him the 3, but he doesn't want it. He waits. Gives to Woods. Woods at very long range right now. Puts down his dribble. Here he goes. Down into the paint. Puts up a jumper. No good. Fight for the rebound. And Duke's got it. Coming out of there with it is Davis to Hurley. It is 4-on-2. Driving is Laettner. Stuffed it. 11-10. Kentucky's lead at 1. Woods with it. There's what Duke does so well. That fast break down court. Woods gives to Mashburn in backcourt. Mashburn is guarded by Lang. Gives to Martinez. He's going to try a 3. Doesn't go. Big kicker off. He goes for it. Can't get to it. I think touch last by Duke. It'll be Kentucky's ball.
Laettner hit it.
We get Grant Hill into the game for Duke as we come to the first time out of the game. 15:49 remaining in the first half. Kentucky 11, Duke 10. This is the UK Basketball Network.
It'll be Kentucky's ball out of bounds. Last touch by Christian Laettner. Kentucky has Martinez and Mashburn. Feldhaus, Farmer, and Woods. And to call it again, here's Cawood.
Feldhaus will inbounds the ball from his own end of the court. Gives it into Martinez on the left wing. Here is Woods in backcourt. Back to Feldhaus. Feldhaus dribbles toward backcourt. Gives to Farmer. Farmer drives down in the paint. Fall-away jumper. Got it. And Kentucky leads 13-10. Duke coming in a big hurry. Hurley behind the back dribble. Tapped away by Woods. And Woods comes up with the ball. Kentucky running the other way. 3-on-2. Woods pulls up. 6-footer good. Sean Woods using the glass to put it in. The Cats get ahead 15-10. Hurley back tipped again. This time they call Woods for reaching in, and Coach Pitino is angry again. That was a look from here, and it's right in front of us like a good, clean tip of the ball. And Pitino really complaining about it.
The same official has called the foul that was a back tip by Pelfrey, and then this back tip by Woods.
Kentucky in the 2-3 zone now as Duke ready to put it in play. Davis coming into Thomas Hill. We've got 2 Hills in there now. Thomas and Grant. Davis with it to Thomas Hill. Right side to Hurley. Bouncing to Laettner. Laettner. Turnaround jump shot. Good off the baseline. He has 4 baskets. 4 for 4 from the field. 15-12 Kentucky. Woods. Top of the key. Holds up. Gives to Martinez in backcourt. Martinez dribbles in. Gives it out to Farmer. Farmer puts down his dribble. He pulls up. Passes into Feldhaus. Out to Woods on the right wing. Woods shifts and goes, puts a jumper in the air. Got it! That was a great move by Sean Woods, who's 3 for 3, and it's 17-12 Kentucky. Hurley gets it over the line this time. Kentucky a little nervous about reaching in on him after that last call. 2-3 zone, right side to Thomas Hill, right corner to Grant Hill, way outside to Hurley. Hurley to Hill. Hill puts up the jumper, no good. Tapped out. Woods has got it, or Farmer rather. Woods with him, and Farmer throws a bad pass that's out of bounds. And no, Farmer saves it. Feldhaus. Here's Mashburn, wants to shoot the three. Martinez will wide open, got it. And that's Kentucky's biggest lead, 20-12. Duke brings it down. Hurley in offensive court. Kentucky in the 2-3 zone. Left side to Davis. Grant Hill, left corner. Out in backcourt to Hurley. Hurley gives it to Hill. To Hurley. Hurley to Thomas Hill. Hill puts down a dribble, not going in, looking in. Gives to Grant Hill on the right wing. He moves in, passes out. Davis for a three. No good. Rebounded underneath by Grant Hill, who lays it in. 20-14, Kentucky is Woods. Brings it down. Gives it to Feldhaus in backcourt with him. Feldhaus to Mashburn, top of the key. Here's Martinez with it. They're guarding him down. He threw it right into the hands of Laettner. Poor pass, and then Martinez commits the foul as Laettner tried to dribble by him. Martinez picks up his first. That is 5 against Kentucky. And we're getting Dale Brown into the game for the first time for the Cats for Richie Farmer.
Cawood, that reach-in foul was on Farmer rather than a slap-at foul by Martinez.
Put it on Farmer?
Yes.
His first, and take it off Martinez. Duke brings it down. Kentucky's still in that 2-3 zone, and Travis Ford is also in for Wood. Thomas Hill to Hurley. Right side to Grant Hill. Looking for Laettner. They get it in there to him. He turns around, passes it out. Thomas Hill for a three. Yes. 20-17. At the other end, Feldhaus puts it up off balance. It does go. Duke on the run. 3-on-1. Back is Martinez. Hurley gives it off, and here's a charge. They can't believe that call. I can't believe that. Martinez will never take a better charge, but it went the other way, and that's 6 on Kentucky. Give the basket to Grant Hill and put him on the line for one. That was an atrocious call. Just unreal. At the line, Grant Hill can tie it up. He does. They get calls like that, they don't have a chance. Here's Travis Ford, dribbles out of a press. Mashburn back to Ford. Ford is trying to get him. He passes over the line to Martinez. Martinez gives it to Ford. Duke man-to-man, right side to Dale Brown. Moves in, can't get through, comes back out, throws up a long three. An air ball, picked out by Hurley. That was not a very good shot by Dale Brown. Passes inside, bad pass. Laettner not expecting it. Here comes Dale Brown. He's tripped up and no call. I don't believe we're going to call anything. Hurley with it. And Ford strips into the ball. 3-on-1. Ford runs the right wing. Gives it off. Dale Brown lays it up, misses. Mashburn puts it in.
They must have read Lenny DeLuca's comments in the USA Today yesterday, and they're believing them.
22-20 Kentucky. Grant Hill dribbles it up over the line. Kentucky in that 2-3 zone. Gives it to Thomas Hill. Hurley on the right wing. He comes back in the backcourt with it. Right side to Thomas Hill. Looking in at Laettner. Back out to Hurley. Goes up for a three. Got it. 23-22. Duke with his second one-point lead. Travis Ford over the stripe for the Cats. Gives it off to Martinez. Martinez looking in for Mashburn. Can't find him. Here's Ford. Fakes the three. Gives it off on the left side to Feldhaus. Back out to Ford. Ford guarded by Thomas Hill, who is 6'5". Ford is 5'9". Martinez with it. Gives to Dale Brown. Brown driving. Can't get through, and he loses a handle on it out of bounds. But he got a break there, I think. They gave it to Duke.
Cawood, I thought they were holding on to his arm when he couldn't get to the ball.
Might have been. Dale looks very jittery. But we're getting Farmer back in at least, and I think Woods might be coming in. But it's 23-22 Duke. We've got a timeout. Kentucky will have the ball when we come back with 11:29 to play in the first half. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Advantage of it, not so much at the line, but by taking the basketball and getting some great calls in their favor, and have now gone ahead 23-22. And also you have to say that Kentucky had some second stringers in there. They were giving the people who've given them the big lead a little breather over there. The Blue Devils are 9 out of 12 for 75%. That's tough to beat. And they're 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Kentucky is 9 out of 16 from the field. That's 56%. They haven't had a free throw so far. Blue Devils are on the board 6-3 over Kentucky. Kentucky having 4 assists. The Blue Devils have 6 in this game. Duke has turned the ball over 6 times, and Kentucky's picked up 7 points off of it. Kentucky's turned it over 3 times, and Duke has picked up 2 points in the ball game. From three-point land, Kentucky has hit on 4 out of 6 for the game, 2 of those being to John Pelfry. He got into foul trouble within the first 3 minutes in the first half of play and had to go to the bench. So Kentucky's lineup back in there now has Farmer and Woods, Martinez, Mashburn, and Deron Feldhaus, with the ball going out of bounds to the Wildcats in the far end of the court. And again, to call it, here's Cawood.
Pelfry was the leading scorer when he left with 6 points. He's been out quite a while with those 2 fouls. Feldhaus will put it in play to Mashburn in backcourt. He just gives it to Woods. Duke showing its first zone. Duke has just gone to a 2-3. So Woods recognizes it. Now he's setting his teammates. Mashburn joins him in backcourt, takes the pass down the left side to Farmer. Farmer dribbles into backcourt, gives to Feldhaus. Woods comes out and takes it. Here's Woods for a long 3.
The clock had run out on him.
He did. They let the clock catch him that time. And then that's not the shot they wanted. Kentucky kind of dozed off there.
Now, what they're saying here is that the clock should have been reset, and they're wrong. The ball was knocked out by a hand. It was not kicked out of bounds, so the shot clock should not have been reset.
They're having a conference in midcourt now. Patino, Krzyzewski, and Higgins, the official. Woods and Feldhaus going up to look out. I think Kentucky was. I think Woods was a little surprised. We looked up there and saw like a second to go, and he didn't get it away on time.
I think he just misunderstood what the rule is on resetting the shot clock after the ball went out of bounds, Cawood. And the rule is that if it's kicked out of bounds, then it's reset. If it's knocked out of bounds, it's just a good defensive play, and it doesn't count as that way.
That's right. The clock goes right on if it's knocked out by hand. Patino's still really very adamant with Higgins over there, and they're in very animated conversation. But you can tell the look on his face, he lost the argument. Duke's going to have the ball. (23-22). Duke leads. 11:07 remaining in the first half. Kentucky missed the shot, but did not get it away in time anyway. Here's the inbounds pass to Cherokee Parks, who's in there now. Dribbling it is Grant Hill. He's a big guy, but he can move like a guard. Out to Hurley. Fakes, moves in, gives it off. Grant Hill from the left wing. No good. Easy rebound. He lays it in. I mean, he just ran in. There wasn't a Kentuckian on that side. 25-22, and that's Duke's biggest lead. Kentucky with the ball. And here's Feldhaus. Throws a bad pass, and Duke picks it off. They'll do that to you. You got to be at long pass to the other end. Put up and in by Grant Hill. Hill did not start, but he's having a field out. And it's 27-22. Duke's biggest lead. Kentucky with the ball. Woods with it. Duke still in that zone. Feldhaus comes in backcourt and takes it. Goes inside it. Woods is open. Lays it in. He got behind it. And his 8 points for John Woods.
And going down with an injury is Antonio Lang. His right leg crumpled under it. He and Woods were tangled up. I thought they were going to get him for a foul.
Woods slipped in behind the zone, and we've got a timeout as they administer to Antonio Lang. 10:20 to go here in the first half. We will not leave. Kentucky within 3. Duke leading at 27-24. The time out is an official time just to look after a player that we hope isn't injured. Antonio Lang, to any degree, that is. He is out there as Coach K, they call him. Krzyzewski, you pronounce it. K-R-Z-Y-Z-E-W-S-K-I. He's okay. He's a little gimpy, but he'll be back.
They bring Christian Laettner into the game to replace him. Both he and Cherokee Parks in. That's a big lineup.
It is indeed. They're both 6'11". So that's a big lineup. Laettner will put the ball in play. Kentucky tried very hard to get Parks, but he ended up at Duke. Kentucky in the full court press, trailing by 3. Laettner running along the baseline, gets it in. And here is Grant Hill, who's done everything since he got it in here. He's still moving. Passes off to Parks. Knocks down. Out of bounds. No, not out of bounds. Yes, it was. Kentucky's ball.
Richie Farmer got back in there to put some pressure on him, turned him to the inside.
Grant Hill is 6'8", 225 pounds, just a sophomore and an outstanding player. He was a starter until he got hurt. Did not start tonight. Sean Woods looking at that Duke zone. It's really almost a 3-2. But they will match up out of it. Farmer, three-pointer, left corner, good. That ties it up at 27. Kentucky pressing. Hurley working against it. Picks it up, throws it cross court where Grant Hill has it. Here he goes. Passes off to Parks. Parks puts it in. Ran over Pelfry, but no call. Well, I don't know what you got to do to charge.
You haven't
29-27. Pelfry's back in there with 2 fouls. Woods with it in backcourt against that zone. He's already dribbled. Mashburn comes out and takes it. Gives it back to Woods. Woods looks inside. Pelfry comes out, takes the pass. Bounces inside, and they pick it off. That is a dangerous pass. Hurley running. Gives it off and driving with it. No good, but the foul is on Kentucky. And it's going to be on Sean Woods, his second. He becomes the second Kentuckian to pick up 2 fouls.
You know,
Kawood Davis at the line for 2. Excuse me, Ralph.
One of the things that surprised me so much when we come up here to the region is there have been very, very few charging fouls called. The only one called in the first game here against UMass was against Kentucky, and that's when Sean Woods was going sideways. Everything else was a blocking foul on both sides.
You're right. At the line, Brian Davis, 76% shooter at the stripe. First one, good.
Kentucky has not had a free throw.
And this will be number 5 for Duke. Duke's only committed 1 foul. Kentucky's committed 7. And some very questionable fouls, if I say so, in this first 10-plus minutes. Davis makes them both. Duke is 5 for 5 at the line. We get Thomas Hill into the game as Davis goes out. Duke with a 4-point lead, 31-27. Kentucky with the ball as Travis Ford has come in for Sean Woods. So you got Kentucky's got his 2 little guards in there now. Travis Ford dribbles it up over the line. Hurley picks him up. Ford gives to Martinez in backcourt. He gives it to Mashburn, top of the key. Mashburn trying to go one-on-one with Laettner. Laettner challenges him and holds him. Or did they call it on Thomas Hill? They double-teamed him. It's going to be on Hill. His first, Duke's second. They double-teamed Mashburn, and Coach Pitino had thought they might. Mashburn has 5 points. He takes it in and gives it right to Ford. Ford circling off to the left side, reverses, comes back in the backcourt with Hurley tracking him, gives it to Pelfry. Pelfry bluffs the 3. Farmer fires it right side, in and out. Rebounded by Laettner. Laettner almost threw an elbow there. He gets it out to Hurley. Duke does come down quickly, but Kentucky's back and setting it's 2-3. Hurley off to Hill. Hill dribbles out. This is Thomas Hill to Hurley. Grant Hill right side, dribbles toward the paint, back out to Hurley for a 3. It is no good, tapped up, no good. Pelfry comes off with it and runs it out on the dribble. Laettner chasing him. He gives it to Mashburn, fakes, comes into the paint. That 12-footer is short. Rebounded by Laettner. Intercepted by Pelfry. Pelfry gives it to Mashburn. He goes up for his shot. No call. I thought he was hammered. Gets it back with a jumper. Good. They're not going to call any fouls on Duke. 31-29. I don't think Kentucky will be within shouting distance of the bonus tonight. Here's Hurley over the line. Gives it off to Thomas Hill. Laettner in backcourt to Thomas Hill. He dribbles, doesn't go anywhere, comes toward backcourt. Gives it out to Hurley. 2-3 zone. The Cats have been in it all night. Grant Hill, left wing. Puts down a dribble and passes cross court. Thomas Hill fires. Got it. 33-29 Duke. Kentucky with the ball. 7:38 left in this first half of play. Travis Ford on the dribble down court. Comes over and looks at the Duke zone. Both teams zoning now. Inside, and that has to be on Cherokee Parks. He reached over. That'll be his first. It'll only be Duke's third. Kentucky will take it out of bounds.
Laettner had dropped off along the baseline in case Kentucky was cutting along that way with Pelfry, Cawood, and then it was just Parks just towering over it.
We get a timeout. 7.5 minutes left in the first half of play. It is Duke 33, Kentucky 29. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
This ball game as the Kentucky band has been playing all night long. A lot of blue and white because both teams wear the blue and white. Duke and Kentucky, and at the moment, Duke leads at 33-29. 7.5 to go, first half of play. Along with Cawood Ledford, this is Ralph Packer. Tom Devine is on controls here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. To obtain your copy of the official 1992 NCAA Men's Final Four souvenir program, send $8 to Host Creative Communications, 904 North Broadway, Lexington, 40505. This has been a message from the NCAA. 7 minutes and a half left, first half. 13 of 18 shooting for the Blue Devils, 72%. That's tough to beat. 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Kentucky has not had a free throw. Kentucky's 12 of 22 from the field for 55% of the game. Duke has out-rebounded them by 9 to 5. Duke's had 9 assists. Kentucky has had 6. Duke has been forced into 8 turnovers, which Kentucky's picked up 12 points over. Duke has forced Kentucky into 5 turnovers. They've picked up 6 points off of that. It's out of bounds down to the other end of the court. Haywood to call it as Kentucky gets it in.
John Pelfrey will be the trigger man from his own end of the court. Looks in, still looking. Gets it in to Mashburn on the left side. Dribbles out toward backcourt, and Duke's back man-to-man. Mashburn sees that, wants to take Lang, changes his mind, gives to Farmer. Farmer working out at long range, starts in, picks up, gives it to Pelfrey, just handed it to him. Duke has really turned it up a notch. Ford with the ball at long range. Hurley with him defensively. Ford goes right with a three-pointer. Doesn't go. Battle for the rebound, and Duke comes out of there with it. That is where Duke is really supreme in this game. They're bigger and can really jump. Hurley with it. Looks at the 2-3 zone, backs it out. Off on the left side to Davis. Back to Hurley. Hurley driving down into the paint. Bounces under. Gimme to Laettner.
Christian Laettner has just become the all-time scorer in NCAA tournament play.
35-29. That is Duke's biggest lead.
That's why the cheer, Cawood. They know he just got the 10th point.
Yep. And here's Ford to Martinez. Ford comes back, takes it at long range. Early with him. Ford gives it off to Mashburn. Mashburn guarded by Lang. Puts down a dribble, and Lang's holding it. That is Lang's first. That is Duke's fourth. Kentucky takes it out of bounds. Mashburn is low. He's tough to handle. Ford gave Sean Woods a rest after Sean had picked up his second foul, but he just checks back in. I think Ford did not drop back in the zone where Hurley had that easy dish off to Laettner. Woods takes the inbounds pass. Duke is still man-to-man. Woods dribbling outside the key. Looks. Gives it to Farmer. Farmer down the right side to Martinez. Martinez looking under. Woods takes it. Moves his move, puts it up, missed it. Rebounded by Mashburn, fighting for it, and
he was fouled.
I think they're going to call a foul. It looked like he was pushed. He was, and it is going to be against Lang, and that is his second.
I thought there should have been a technical. Look at the backboard still vibrating where Laettner hit the backboard when Woods put the shot up.
Woods made a great move, just couldn't convert the shot. And Grant Hill comes in for Lang, who just picked up his second foul. Kentucky has the ball out of bounds. And is still looking way out in backcourt to Farmer. Gives to Pelfrey back there with him. Down the right side to Woods. Turns and fires. Way short. Goes and gets his own rebound. Puts it up. Got it. 10 points for Sean Woods. 35-31 Kentucky. Full court press is on. Hurley took off, but Woods was with him, so they work it up. Grant Hill working on Martinez. Grant Hill behind the back dribble. What a player this kid is, I think. Right side to Hurley. Hurley dribbles out in the backcourt. Kentucky still in the 2-3 zone. Hurley balances the floor. Right side to Grant Hill to Hurley. Grant Hill on the right side. Looks under. Puts down a dribble. Gives it to Hurley. Hurley to Thomas Hill. Back to Hurley. Hurley to Thomas Hill. Back to Hurley. Hurley on his drive. Puts it up. No good. But foul going in. I think Martinez got him. If he did, that'll be his second. He just drove right into the Kentucky zone, and Martinez picks up his second. That's 8 on Kentucky, but it'll be 2 shots for Hurley, who put it up. Hurley has 1 3-pointer, has not been to the line. This will be his first time. Feldhaus comes in for Martinez. Kentucky's used 8 players. Duke has used 7. Bobby Hurley at the line. 79% shooter. Second best free throw shooter among the starters. Fires it. Got Duke. Came off. That's the first miss by Duke. Duke had hit 5 in a row. Little short with that one. 35-31. The score holds. 5:22 to play in the first half. Duke with the lead. Bobby Hurley on the stripe for the Blue Devils. Finishes his dribble, lets it go. It's good. 36-31. Duke on top, Kentucky with the ball. Sean Woods on the dribble. Down over the stripe. Moves to the left side. Reverses. Still dribbling. Drives into the top of the key with a jumper. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Davis. And Duke runs it out. Grant Hill. Grant Hill comes in to face the 2-3 zone. He moves Hurley to the side. He goes down low to Laettner. Laettner driving under. Grant Hill. He drove right into the zone and gets his 11th point. 38-31. That's Duke's biggest lead of the game. Woods in backcourt for Kentucky. Right side to Feldhaus. Feldhaus dribbles to the top of the key. Gives to Pelfry. Pelfry to Feldhaus on the right wing. Here's Pelfry wide open. Got it. And he's fouled on the shot by Davis. His second. Pelfry's 8th point. First Kentuckian to go to the line right here. Duke has been to the stripe 7 times. This will be numero uno for the Cats. We're getting Antonio Lang back into the game for Duke as Thomas Hill goes out. And Kentucky will be in the bonus from here on. I said they would not see the bonus tonight, but maybe they will. 4:39 still to go in the first half. Duke with a 5-point lead.
They've seen it from a distance.
Pelfrey shot, good. 9 points for Pelfrey. 38-34, Duke with a lead. Here's the press. Grant Hill spins away from Brown. They got him in a 2-man trap. He fall away and broken up, but Laettner makes a great save. Now here is Hurley, passes inside. Won't count. They've called Pelfrey for his 3rd foul. Woods almost picked that one off, but John Pelfrey in foul trouble big time right now. And John has played so well in this tournament. He has 9 points already tonight. Woods with 10. But Martinez comes in as Pelfrey has to take a seat, and Martinez is playing with 2. Woods with 2. On the line for the 1-and-1 is Lang, 66% shooter. Shoots it, no good. Batted into the air. Laettner goes and gets it, but he touched it last. It goes out of bounds and goes over to Kentucky.
The next foul Kentucky commits will put Duke at the line for 2.
You're right. That'll be number 10. Martinez, who's back in with 2 fouls, gives them to Sean Woods. 38-34. Duke leads it. Duke back in a man-to-man. They've played a little both. Kentucky's played zone all night. Feldhaus in backcourt with it. Dribbling laterally, breaks down into the paint, bounces to Martinez, turns, hits a 6-footer. 38-36. Press is on. Laettner with it. Gives, and here comes Grant Hill to Davis, and Davis puts it up and in, and Mashburn got him. Well, when they get the step on you, that press, this team can make you pay. 40-36, Duke leads. Sean Woods pleading Kentucky's case, but falls on deaf ears. Davis at the line. He's 2 for 2. Puts it up. Got it. 41-36. Duke by 5. Duke has been to the line. Let's see. 5, 7, 9 times. Kentucky won. Feldhaus with it. Backcourt for the Cats. Circles right. Gives to Woods. Woods dribbles toward backcourt. Gives to Mashburn. Mashburn gives it to Woods. Woods dribbling. Dale Brown is in for the Cats. Runs the baseline. Feldhaus has it. Top of the key. Gives to Woods in backcourt. Woods backs up on the dribble. Get a little more room. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Dale Brown. Feldhaus puts a 3 up out of the right corner. No good. Rebounded by Duke. Coming off with it is Lang. Clears it out, and Hurley's on the run right side. Pulls up. Right corner. Here is a 3 that doesn't go. Tapped in by Lang. 43-36, and that is Duke's biggest lead. In fact, that is the biggest lead of the game. Kentucky had an 8-pointer. Underneath, here is Mashburn. Good move, lays it in. 9 points for Mashburn. 43-38.
That was a 7-point lead by Duke.
Beg your pardon. Here's Laettner passing it over the line. They had a man open, but Dale Brown got back in time, so they set it up. Kentucky still not in its 2-3. because Martinez is out there on the point. Now he's trading places with Dale Brown, and they get set in the regular 2-3. Grant Hill, Hurley penetrates, and it's deflected, but Grant Hill comes up with it. Woods got a hand on that. Back to Hurley on the right side. Dribbles out toward backcourt. They are using Grant Hill more as the point man. He's taller. Laettner in the right corner, and they move Hurley down to the side. Here is an almost out of bounds, but a save into Laettner. Gives to Hurley. Hurley now on the point. Backs it out. Off on the right side, driving with it. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and here's a missed shot, but traveling and called anyway.
They did it, as you said, with 2 seconds on the clock, Cawood, and all of a sudden I think they realized that they didn't have any time.
And with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the first half of play, timeout. Duke 43, Kentucky 38. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Afternoon. This is a rematch of the Class A, or All-A tournament that was held about a month ago. And I'll tell you this, one of these guys couldn't officiate in that championship game. They wouldn't have brought him in for the kind of job he's done here tonight. 43-38. The Wildcats are hitting 52%. Duke's hitting 74. That's tough to beat on any night. Cawood.
Martinez will put the ball in play, and Kentucky will move it to the length of the floor, trailing at 43-38. Woods brings it over the stripe, looks back at the Kentucky bench. They switch on a man-to-man. Nope, they're in the zone. Mashburn comes in backcourt to take it. Duke's in a 2-3 zone right now. Woods takes it. Here's Dale Brown going to try a long three. Got it. Way downtown with that one. 43-41. Duke by 2. Press is on. Laettner dribbling against Feldhaus in the press. Laettner gives it up, and Grant Hill brings it down, and Mashburn is out to greet him. Now they drop back to get in their press. Hurley gives it to Grant Hill. He drives down in it, flips it up. It bounces off, taps up, and out of bounds. Touch last by Mashburn. It'll be Duke's ball.
Rick Pitino saying, what do you mean it was off of Mashburn?
That's what the official said, but Pitino certainly didn't agree with it. Boy, he ran down in front of that bench. But Duke's got it nonetheless. Hurley with it. Looks in. Floats it way out in backcourt to Thomas Hill. Kentucky still in that 2-3. Hurley dribbles out to balance the floor. And look at that 2-3 zone. Gives on the right side to Hill. Back to Hurley. Left side, and here going in is Davis. And we get a whistle in there. I believe it's Woods. Tried to collapse in there. Be two shots.
I'm telling you, these guys couldn't make the state championship of Kentucky to officiate.
It's on Brown. His first. That's 11 on Kentucky. Duke has committed 6. Brian Davis, who's 3 for 3, back on the line for a pair.
He has 2 shots.
43-41 Duke. Minute 21 to go in the first half. Clock arrested as Brian Davis, 6'7" senior, stands at the line. First shot on the way. Good. He's 4 for 4. This will be the 12th free throw for Duke here. Kentucky has had 1. Brian Davis at the stripe. Lets it go. Good. 45-41. Duke leads. Kentucky with the ball. Sean Woods brings it down. Duke playing man-to-man again. Woods holds up, gives to Martinez in backcourt on the give and go. Mashburn broke open, but we had a whistle. I think he was fouled before he got there. Grant Hill, his first, and his number 7 should put Mashburn on the line for 1-1. Kentucky's had only 1 free throw. That was to John Pelfry, and he made it. Now Mashburn will get number 2. Timberlake coming in for Martinez. Aminu Timberlake, 6'9" freshman. Travis Ford about to check back in. With a minute 12 to go, Coach Pitino trying to protect his foul-plagued starters. Mashburn has 2, and he's at the line for the 1-1. Clock arrested with 1:12 to go in the first half as Mashburn fires. Rattles it, but stays in there. Good. A rim rattler. 45-42. Mashburn steps in for the bonus. That's 10 points for Mashburn. Fires it. Perfect. 45-43. Press is on, and coming in a hurry is Grant Hill, still dribbling. Travis Ford knocks the ball down. And Dale Brown came up with it, and they're going to call a foul on Grant Hill, and I think that's a payback. But that's his second one nonetheless. I think that'll put Dale Brown on the line. Dale is a 51% shooter at the stripe, but he's been hitting them better in the tournament. 1:08 to go in the first half. 1-1 for Dale Brown.
Kentucky hanging in, down by 2, despite the fact there's such a deficit at the charity stripe.
Dale Brown dribbles, looks, and lets it go. Good.
Here's a man who came out of the junior college with a reputation of being a great scorer, which meant that he hit from the free throw line. He just hasn't done so this year.
Mashburn takes a break as we get Andre Riddick into the game, a 6'9" freshman out of New York City.
Not a starter left in with 1:08 to go for Kentucky.
That's true. Dale Brown on the strike. Puts it up. No good. It's short. Rebounded by Grant Hill. Kentucky falls back. Trying to hurry back and set in its zone. 2-3. Hurley with it. Right side to Thomas Hill. Back out to Hurley. Hurley gives back to Thomas Hill. He lets a 3 in the air. Good. He has 2 of the 3 Duke has made. 48-44 Kentucky. 43 seconds in the half. 37 on the shot clock. Kentucky will try to go with some clock here, I think. Duke trying to play a tight man-to-man. Dale Brown with it at long range. Brown on the give and go. He gets by Davis, heads for the basket, puts it up, tried to dunk it and missed it. Instead of laying it in, here's a loose ball, and the foul is going to be called on Riddick. He was on the deck. Riddick's first. That's Kentucky's 12th. It'll be 2 shots up at the other end. A costly foul there. 26 seconds left in the half.
Dale saw that big gaping hole and broke down through there. The pressure came at him defensively at the last minute. I think he may have taken his eye off that goal as he went in.
He tried to dunk it and is probably the best dunker on the entire squad. He really can get up, but he just missed the dunk.
He tried a one-hand dunk rather than a two-hand dunk, and Riddick's going to go out of the game.
Well, a one-hand is easier than a two-hand, but sure, he just missed it. Riddick's leaving.
Hurley, number 11, the free throw shooter.
Hurley at the line.
He has 2 shots.
Duke has Marty Clark in the game, a 6'6" sophomore for the first time. Hurley getting 2, hits the first. Brady is in for the Wildcats, 6'3" junior. He came in for Riddick. Kentucky has used 11 players. The shot by Hurley, good. Duke building its lead at the line, 50-44. Travis Ford with the ball. 22 seconds to go as Travis comes down over the time stripe. We're in the first half. Duke with a lead. Ford gives it off to Timberlake in backcourt. Laettner fouls him. That is Laettner's first, but they've got the stats over on that Duke bench, too, and Timberlake is a 27% free throw shooter. I think Duke thought this was just a good gamble. Laettner had no fouls. Put Timberlake on the line with 15 seconds to go. He'd probably miss and give the Blue Devils another shot in this half. I think it was a good foul.
I do too. And Cawood, the thing I like about what Duke has done defensively is they have not let Kentucky just sit out there and play with the ball and go for the last shot, which they would have done. They came out and made Kentucky play.
Well, and they see Kentucky had a man in there shooting 27% at the line. And they had 1 to give away before they go to 2 shots. That's the 9th foul on Duke. So Timberlake on the line could make them pay for that judgment, and he does. He hits it.
Of course, this is the second time Kentucky's had the chance to come down and try to stall the clock. The other time it's 47 seconds off.
50-45. Duke leads. 15 seconds left in the first half. Timberlake on the line for the bonus shot. Puts it up. Oop, short. Laettner comes off with it. Looks down court, but gives it to Hurley, who runs it down. They've got plenty of time for a shot. Hurley still moving. Behind the back dribble. Doesn't get away. Gives it off. Driving on the baseline. Here is a charge, and it can't be anything else. Thomas Hill. That's his second foul. But a ball control foul, and with just under 4 seconds to go, Kentucky will have to come down quickly and get the last shot.
Ron Burt comes in, replacing Thomas Hill, who goes out of the game.
Clark checks in. We get Mashburn in. Timberlake goes out for Kentucky. So they're going to let Mashburn put it in play. And Duke's going to pick up full court to make Kentucky hurry and not let them just have an uncontested race down the floor. Here's the pass inbounds to Brady. Brady driving the left side, goes up for a shot. It's a buzzer, no good. Travis Ford puts it up, it's blocked, and the half is history. Duke 50, Kentucky 45. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
Athens, Barcelona.
Oh, and all the action live from the Spectrum in Philly. Here's Cawood Ledford.
The only change in the starting lineups, Feldhaus starting for Pelfry for Kentucky. Feldhaus will put the ball in play at midcourt. Gives it into Woods. Duke is man-to-man. Woods dribbles it up over the time stripe. Hurley with him defensively. Woods gives to Farmer. Comes out at long range on the right side. Comes over on the dribble. Drives down into the paint. Tries to pass it inside, and it's picked off. It was deflected, and Hurley came up with it. Throws out. Davis puts it up. No good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. No question about that one. The Kentucky player that fouled him is still down, and I think that is Martinez. Martinez got him. That's his third. No question about that foul. Farmer trying to throw it inside. Duke, good defense, just deflected it, and Hurley came up with it, threw it out on the run. Duke runs out as well as any team in college basketball. Davis will be on the line for a pair. He's been up there 5 times without a miss. 76% shooter on the year. So Duke a chance to draw first blood as the halftime score is still up there. 50-45 Duke. Davis at the line with 2. First one on its way. It's good. 51-45, a 6-point lead. Duke's biggest has been 7. Davis can equal that right here. So Duke continues to live at the free throw line. Davis ready. Fires. No good. Kicks off. Mashburn's got the rebound. Gets it out to Woods. Woods coming down quickly on the dribble. Gives it off to Farmer. Farmer circles left. Laettner's hands all over him. Gives it off to Woods. Woods penetrates. Comes back out with it on the dribble. Kentucky moving around, trying to go into its motion offense. Martinez takes it in backcourt. Gives to Feldhaus. Feldhaus breaks into the circle. Off to Farmer. Farmer down into the lane. Puts it up. No good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. I think that is going to be on Davis. If it is, it's his third.
Duke fouls number 23, Brian Davis. That's his second personal foul. The Blue Devils.
Well, they got him with 2.
Foul the second half.
So I stand corrected. That's his second foul.
Farmer, number 32, the free throw shooter.
Farmer will shoot a pair. Kentucky had 7 free throws in the first half. Farmer's first of 2. No good. He doesn't miss much, but he missed that one. Has another one coming. That was Farmer's first effort at the charity line. Richie has 5 points. 51-45. The count holds. Farmer's second shot. Got that one. So it's 51-46. Duke still by 5. Kentucky the full court press. Laettner will put it in play for the Dukies. He looks. Bounces in to Thomas Hill. Hill with Farmer on him in the full court. On the dribble. Got to step on him. And here he comes. In a big hurry. Woods comes out to help out to get it to Hurley. Kentucky sets its 2-3 zone. Hurley gives to Hill on the right side. Out to Hurley. Hurley penetrating. Back to Hill. Hill walks. I thought, nope. Farmer fouled. That's his second. Every Kentucky starter has at least 2 fouls. That's 2 fouls on the Cats this half. Duke has committed 1. Hurley from his own end of the court. Throws it way out in backcourt to Davis. Davis gives it to Hurley. To Davis, just the top of the key to Hurley in backcourt. Yes, Ralph.
They changed it and made that on Woods rather than on Farmer. That'll be his third.
Okay, beg your pardon. Hurley with it. But Farmer's only has 1, and Davis on the right wing. Here's Hurley for a 3 straight away. Beauty. Hurley's only 2 field goals and both been 3s. 54-46, and that is the biggest lead for the Blue Devils. Woods with it. Backcourt. Underneath. Farmer open, and he's fouled by Thomas Hill. He got a lot of ball, but he got a lot of Richie. I have 3 on him, but we'll see what the announcer says.
Fouls on number 12, Thomas Hill. That's his third personal foul.
That's right. Second on Duke. Farmer, who is 1 out of 2, is back on the line for 2 more. That was a great pass from Sean Woods. Grant Hill comes in for Thomas Hill. So we'll continue to call him Hill, but it's Grant in there now. Farmer with a pair of free throws. Has 6 points. Shoots it. Got it. 54-47. Duke with the lead. 18-28. Long way to go. Farmer's shot. Beauty. Missed his first one. He's hit 3 in a row. Dale Brown comes in for Farmer. Kentucky goes to the full court press. Laettner from his own end zone. Bounces it in to Lang. Lang gives it up to Hurley. Hurley running it down on the dribble. Still moving with it. checks his motion, and still on the dribble. Comes out to set it up, looks at the 2-3 zone. Hill on the right wing. Goes in, back out to Hurley. Underneath to Laettner, comes across the paint, pumps, goes up for the shot, no good. Martinez got him. They wanted the walking call there, didn't get it. That for Martinez, high of 4.
Kentucky fouls number 44, Jamal Martinez. That's his 4th personal foul.
That's the 3rd on Kentucky this half, and Pelfry comes in for Martinez. That means that Mashburn now becomes the pivot man.
It was interesting. You and I are not the only ones talking about how bad the officiating was in the first half. All the writers in front of us are turning around talking about it.
It's been poor. All right, here's Davis in backcourt. Hurley takes it. 54-48, Duke with the lead. Kentucky still in that 2-3 zone. Brown. There's a loop inside, and Pelfry picked it off. Taken out of his fingers by Grant Hill, but he was standing out of bounds, so Kentucky gets the ball. Good defense inside by John Pelfry, who just checked in. The Kentucky crowd says, let's go. Sean Woods comes up over the line. Gives it off to Feldhaus in backcourt. Here's Dale Brown with it. Pelfry takes it. Pelfry looking. Gives to Mashburn. Mashburn gives in the right corner to Woods. Woods goes inside to Feldhaus. He missed it. Mashburn comes off with it. Puts it back up. No good. Duke's got the rebound. Mashburn is on the deck. Duke's got a run out going. Hurley's still running, but he elects to set it up now. Gives it to Hill. Here's Hurley for a 3. No good. Knocked down. Mashburn comes up with it as Feldhaus didn't get the handle. Mashburn runs it down. Gives it to Dale Brown. Puts a 3 in the air. No good. Kentucky shooting the 3 a little too quickly now. Not really getting squared up. Good position. Not going inside out. So Duke walks it down. Kentucky still in the 2-3. Duke has it spread out pretty well. Nobody underneath right now. Hurley bouncing in there to Lang. And I think Mashburn just got him from behind. That will be number 3. And 4 against the Cats. Hurley will put it in play from his own end of the court. Sean Woods really complaining to the officials, but no avail. Hurley comes into Laettner. Laettner will shoot the 3, but they pick him up. Davis with him. Right side to Grant Hill. To Laettner in backcourt. To Grant Hill. Laettner goes in, just leaned on Pelfry, but they're working it on the perimeter right now. Hurley with it. Right side to Grant Hill. Drives to the baseline. Almost had the ball taken away, but gets it and gives to Laettner. Out to Hurley. To Grant Hill. Out to Hurley. Throwing inside to Laettner. Laettner pumps. Goes up for his shot. Got it. 56-48. Duke with a lead. Here goes Woods driving the lane. He's in trouble, and they almost take it away from him. And finally somebody gets hold of him, and I think it's going to be on Laettner. That'll be his 2nd. Lexington Catholic and University Heights, they tell us, are tied 13-all at the end of the first quarter in the state tournament finals in Louisville. Kentucky's ball out of bounds. Sean Woods will put it in play. Comes in, and Dale Brown tried to put it up. Lang, it looked like a good block from here, but they say he got him. I think they missed that one the other way. That's Lang's 3rd.
Duke fouls on number 21, Antonio Lang. That's his 3rd personal foul.
It's 4 on Duke. Dale Brown will go to the line. He's 1 out of 2 at the stripe.
Thomas Hill, number 12.
That's just about his average, about 50% shooter. He'll get 2.
This is Antonio Lang.
Lang is out. Thomas Hill's back in for Duke.
So we got the Hill boys, Grant and Thomas. Dale Brown at the line for the Cats. 16-14 to play. First of 2 goes up and good.
Moment ago when he had 2, he hit the first, missed the second.
56-49. Duke with the lead. Kentucky's Dale Brown ready for his 2nd shot from the line. Shoots it. Duke didn't go. Rebounded by Laettner. Feldhaus blocked him out, but didn't reach up for the ball. Laettner, much taller, just went up and got it. Hurley standing outside that 2-3, balances the floor, looks things over. Right side, he goes to Davis, to Hurley. Hurley on the dribble, likes to penetrate when he can and dish off. That's where he's dangerous, dishing off. Here's Davis with it, back out to Hurley. Hurley goes down inside, and Mashburn picks it off. He tried to go to Laettner. Mashburn runs it down on the dribble, holds up, gives to Woods. Woods floats in there to Mashburn. He's a little too tall. Mashburn pumps, goes up, got it. 56-51. Duke coming in a hurry, but Kentucky's defense is back, so Hurley waits. Laettner and Grant Hill late coming down. Back in the 2-3 zone, right side to Thomas Hill. He comes out to Hurley. Hurley looks inside the zone, but goes to Thomas Hill. He's looking in, comes out to Hurley. Off on the left side to Davis. Davis on the dribble to Hurley. Hurley gives it on the right side. Thomas Hill for a three. It doesn't go, but rebounded by Duke. Davis has got it, puts it up and in, and he's fouled. Pelfry got him, and that will be his fourth. So John Pelfry becomes the second Kentucky starter to pick up 4 fouls, and the man who already has 4, Jamal Martinez, is going to come in to take his place. So give Davis the field goal and put him on the line for a 3-point attempt. Boy, he came slashing out of nowhere to go high in the air to get that rebound on the missed shot by Duke.
Deron Feldhaus was so intense in trying to keep Cherokee Parks away from the goal, he didn't go up for the ball again.
Parks is in. Laettner taking a rest. Brian Davis at the line. Puts it up. Got it. And with 15 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game, we got a timeout. Duke 59, Kentucky 51. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
The U195 plus $4 shipping and handling. The Cawood Book, 904 North Broadway, Lexington 40505. Or call 1-800-488-3883. And we might mention also that there's a tribute dinner to Cawood Ledford on April 14th at Rupp Arena. And we'd like to have as many of you there as possible. You can contact Ann Hill at 606-253-3230 for information on obtaining tickets to that. Proceeds from that dinner will go to fund the Cawood Ledford Scholarship at the University of Kentucky. It will help the athletes who played 4 years in any of the sports come back and get their degree. 15-10 to go. Kentucky down by 8 and in foul trouble. Kentucky's ball. Here's Cawood.
Martinez with 4 fouls has just come in for John Pelfry, who committed his 4th. Pelfry picked up 2 early and has not played much tonight. Played well, but not a lot. Over the line comes Woods. Gives to Mashburn. He comes into backcourt. He deals it off to Dale Brown. Right side to Woods. Feldhaus takes it at long range. Got to pass a little later. He'd had a 3-point shot there. He dribbles. Gives to Martinez. Martinez against the man-to-man. Here goes Woods driving. Dale Brown bluffs a move. Now goes along the baseline. Puts up a bad shot. It doesn't go. And Duke's got the rebound. That was a terrible shot for Brown to take. Made a move and then didn't have a shot and shot it anyway. Underhanded. Tried to lay it up. Took a pretty good spill. Duke slowing it up against the zone. Right side. Back out to Hurley. Left side to Thomas Hill. Back to Hurley. Right side. It goes to Davis. Out to Hurley. They're just killing some clock. Thomas Hill drives the baseline with a jumper. That is no good. Martinez tries to tap it, but picked up by Davis. He's stripped. Loose ball. They fight for it in there. Davis still has it. Puts it up. No good. Tapped up. Knocked out of there by Duke. I think it'll go to Kentucky. Yep. Duke hit it in the cylinder. But they're just playing volleyball with it as Kentucky hadn't come close to getting a rebound.
That was Grant Hill who got his hand up around the cylinder and knocked it off. But now Davis had the contact knocked out, and he's down on one knee trying to locate it. While they do that, Cawood, I think we're going to run down the fouls for Kentucky. Mashburn has 3. Pelfry has 4. Martinez has 4. Woods has 3. It's also interesting that Kentucky has only had 1 field goal in the second half, and we played almost 6 minutes of play.
That's right. That was Mashburn just a couple of minutes ago.
And 3 free throws by Richie Farmer and 1 free throw by Dale Brown, and that's been it. Well, Davis, did he find it? He thought he had. He made a move, but it wasn't there. Five players and the trainer out trying to find it.
Well, Duke has just taken over the boards, Ralph. They out-rebounded Kentucky in the first half. They're bigger, they're better athletes, they jump better, and it's beginning to really show now. Because Kentucky was trying. They were under there. It wasn't if they were standing and watching. They just couldn't get it. Martinez was fighting his heart out in there, and he just couldn't come off with it.
Laettner is back into the game. He and Parks, the Twin Towers, are in for Duke.
Down court comes Sean Woods. Duke is man-to-man. Comes out to Dale Brown. Gives it to Feldhaus in backcourt. Laettner guarding him. Feldhaus tries to drive on him. Can't get through. Gives it to Dale Brown. He brings it out at longer range. And away from the ball, Parks holding Martinez. That's number 2 on Parks. Number 5 on Duke.
Team fouls even up now on this half of play at 5 apiece.
That's his second personal.
Kentucky will take it out of bounds. Feldhaus from his own end of the court. Deron has not scored a point. Hasn't shot much. 0 for 4. Here's Woods with it on the inbounds play. Backs up on the dribble. Hurley comes with him. Gives to Mashburn on the left wing. Mashburn guarded by Grant Hill now. Gives it off to Woods at long range. Kentucky running its offense against this man-to-man defense. Woods looking inside. Tries to go to Mashburn, and Laettner off. That's good defense by Laettner. Just stepped around in front of Mashburn and comes up with a steal. Long floater across court out to Laettner in backcourt. He will shoot the 3, but they're on him. To Hurley, who does, and no good. Rebounded by Dale Brown. For Kentucky, comes the other way with it, leads it off to Woods. Woods up the middle, still going, spins his way into the paint, puts it up and in.
Boy, Kentucky really needed a bucket right there.
They did, and that's what the kind of penetration they need. All right, Kentucky pressing, and Laettner bounces into Hurley. Hurley on the dribble, escapes Martinez, brings it down the right side. Dale Brown has picked him up. Now Kentucky hustles back to set up in its 2-3. Hurley with it. Right side to Thomas Hill, out to Hurley. Grant Hill passes off in the left corner, and here is Laettner. Hits it.
That's the first 3-pointer he has taken.
He's our best 3-point shooter. 62-53. That is the biggest lead for the Blue Devils. Good at the other end by Woods. Woods just going all the way. Kissed it up off the glass. 62-55. Duke with the lead and with the ball. 12:23 to play. Laettner running the end zone, trying to get some daylight. Gives it into Grant Hill, and he has the press beaten, and the numbers are the other way. And here driving layup, good by Parks.
All Mashburn could do is watch him go. He has 3 fouls.
Woods brings it over the line. 64-55 Duke. Mashburn with it. Left corner to Feldhaus. Feldhaus dribbles into backcourt. Laettner has taken Feldhaus, and he's really shut him down. Here's Brown with it on the left wing to Woods down underneath, and he tried to get it off to Feldhaus. It's knocked out of bounds by Laettner.
And Cawood, Duke's bringing the defense out further in the second half. They're man-to-man. They have been all of the second half, and that's keeping Kentucky from shooting the 3.
11:53 to play in the game. Duke 64, Kentucky 55. This is the UK Basketball Network.
It is 64-55 Duke with 11 minutes and 53 seconds to go in this basketball game. Kentucky has 3 of 7 from the field in this half for 48% for the game, 43% in this half. They're 4 of 6 from the free throw line in this half, 9 of 13 for the game. Duke 5 out of 11 from the field for the half, 45% for the game. Duke is hitting 64%. Duke 2 out of 3 from the charity stripe in this half, 13 of 16 for the game. For the game, Duke has out-rebounded Kentucky 25-12. In this half, they have out-rebounded Kentucky, same margin, 8-4. Duke has 17 assists for the game. Kentucky only has 11. They're 4-1 here in assists in this half of play. Duke has turned the ball over 3 times in this half. Kentucky has turned it over twice. Kentucky will get the ball out of bounds, and here's Cawood.
Deron Feldhaus will put it in play for the Cats from his own end of the court. We've got Ford and Dale Brown at the guards. Martinez at center. Mashburn and Feldhaus at the forwards for Kentucky. Duke leads it by 9, 64-55. 11 minutes, 53 seconds to go. A long way. Feldhaus takes it, looks in. Still looking. Comes into Dale Brown. They call Martinez for setting a moving pick. That's the same fella that has really hurt Kentucky with the whistle tonight.
He took the game away from Kentucky in the first half with 3 calls. For Martinez, Cawood, that's history. He's out of here.
Yep, I don't believe we'll see this fella move on to the Final Four. Well, Martinez fouls out with 11:52 to go with 5 points.
If we see him in the Final Four, he's got low friends in high places.
He does. He has really hurt him. Meaning to or not, he has. Laettner will put it in play for the Blue Devils. Gives it in to Grant Hill. Hill on the dribble. Passes to Laettner. Laettner looks behind him. Now runs it over and waits. Grant Hill comes over and takes it. Grant Hill is such an athlete. He can play the point guard at 6'8". He is really a gifted athlete. Kentucky stay into the zone. Hurley with it. Dribbling around outside. takes it back from Grant Hill, right side to Laettner. Laettner looking under, out to Hurley. Hurley off on the left side to Grant Hill. Comes out. Duke getting very patient with that lead. Laettner wanted to shoot the three. Now he passes it outside. Hurley for a three. Beauty.
He had missed 2 in a row till he got that one.
Hurley has 3 baskets, 3 field goals, and they're all 3. 67-55. Biggest lead for the Blue Devils, and Kentucky wants a timeout, and Sean Woods will check in. Duke 67, Kentucky 55. 11:08 to go in the ball game. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Lexington Catholic is leading University Heights at halftime of the State High School Basketball Championship in Louisville by a score of 28-26. They got way of the ball game going on down there. It is 67-55. Duke hitting from the field very well in this half of play. Kentucky not being able to get ready to fall. They only have 3 field goals in this half. I credit a lot of that to just a strong Duke defense. They're coming out, putting the pressure on the 3, not giving the Kentucky a shot. Kentucky makes some changes. Brown is in. Woods is in. Feldhaus is in. Mashburn is in. And Timberlake is into the Kentucky ball game. We thought Richie Farmer was coming in, but he's still on the bench.
Ralph, he came up to the scorer's table, and apparently they had a change of heart. He's not in there. I think they're going to have to get him in pretty soon because they got to get some scoring now. Dale Brown, the better defensive player, but Kentucky needs some offense. Feldhaus will put the ball in play. Kentucky's already lost 1 starter. Jamal Martinez just fouled out. Pelfry's on the bench with 4. Feldhaus gives it into Woods. Passes it back across the line. Woods dribbles back into Kentucky territory. Duke man-to-man. Feldhaus with it. Back court. Mashburn takes it on the left wing. Mashburn's got to go to work also. He tries to bluff a move, but doesn't go. He goes down, posts up, and a bad pass, but he chases it down. If he got a pass on the block, he'd had a chance to make a move. That was a poor pass inside of Mashburn. Woods with it again. Mashburn trying to post up in there. And here is Brown open, takes it, lays it in. Dale Brown broke wide open as they were trying to really double team Mashburn. 67-57 Kentucky. Intercepted by Feldhaus. Gives it out to Woods. Woods to Mashburn. Goes up for a 3 straight away. Got it. 67-60. And Duke wants a timeout with 10:25 to play. Duke 67, Kentucky 60. This is the UK Basketball Network.
They've all seemed to have gotten tickets some way, somehow, at any price to get in here to see Kentucky take on Duke. The Wildcats 22 out of 44. Duke 24-37. Big steal by Feldhaus. Big 3-pointer by Mashburn. And Kentucky's back in this game as it's 67-60. 10 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this contest. Kentucky in foul trouble, but have been since the first 4 minutes of this game when John Pelfrey committed his second at that point. We're about ready to go back to action. Duke will put it in play. Grant Hill will take the ball from Tim Higgins, the official. Kentucky coming with full court pressure. All 10 people are over here in back court as we wait for the television folks to get ready to start this last 10:25 of this East Region game. The winner will play Indiana next Saturday. Cawood Ledford.
The group behind the Kentucky band, Ralph, has been standing this entire game, or at least every time I've looked over there. They have been on their feet.
Most of those are UK students who have come up here.
Many of them are. All right. We're ready to go. Grant Hill running the baseline, slips it inbound, pin it, knocked down, loose ball, picked up by Timberlake to Mashburn for a 3. Yes. 19 points for Mashburn, 67-63. Kentucky's cut the lead to 4. Grant Hill dribbles it over the line. Works it down the right side. Kentucky's gone man-to-man. Out in backcourt to Hurley. To Hill. Hill back out to Hurley for a long 3. Beauty.
He's there when you need him.
Oh, he has hit 4 3-pointers for his only field goal. 70-63. Duke with the lead. Kentucky with the ball. It bounced inside to Mashburn. Mashburn puts down a dribble. Puts up a little jumper. Got it off the baseline.
He's gone to war.
He's got 21 points. 70-65, though, Duke with the lead and with the ball. Grant Hill brings it down. Kentucky trying to get him in a trap, but he gets it over the line against Timberlake. Timberlake in for Martinez, who is fouled out. Grant Hill delivering and dribbling in backcourt. Feldhaus is in there on Laettner, who's 6'11". Here's Davis with it. Davis looks inside, comes back out. Duke is very patient once it gets to the lead. Been much more patient in this half. Grant Hill kicks it out to Davis. Davis trying to get inside, can't. Back out to Hill. Kentucky, though, is man-to-man. They have abandoned their 2-3 zone. But Duke is still killing some clock. Long way to go to kill clock here. Up the middle. Going in there is Grant Hill. Missed the shot, but Timberlake pushed him. That is his first. It'll be 2 shots.
No, I think it's one in the bonus, if I'm not mistaken. But
I thought he got him on the shot, but I guess not. That is, I've got 7. That'll be 1 and 1. But I thought he got him on the shot. They say nope, be 1 and 1.
That's his first personal foul, team 7.
At the line is Grant Hill. He's only had 1 free throw, which is odd for Duke. He made it. 70-65, Duke with the lead, 8:55 to play. Hill puts up the shot. No good. Rebounded by Mashburn. There's it out of there to Woods. Woods dribbling up court. Woods going. Here he goes. Pulls up. 6-footer. Rolls off. Half loose, but Duke's got it. Hurley running into the other end. Leaves it off. Stuff shot. And a foul. Thomas Hill got it. Dale Brown fouled him. Big play there for the Blue Devils.
Kentucky unable to get the rebound when Sean Woods' basket dipped in and flipped back away.
And Duke really can run the open floor on that transition game when he gets it going. 72-65. Well, Kentucky cut an 11-point lead to 4, but now Duke beginning to ease away again. Is out by 7. And Grant Hill trying to make it 8. His shot, good. Kentucky's had to go man-to-man to try to make Duke pick the tempo up a little bit with Kentucky trailing. And Duke is isolating one-on-one. They have such great athletes. It's tough for Kentucky to take them defensively one-on-one. Here's Brown for a 3. Yes! 73-68. Duke's lead. Laettner with the ball. Brown almost fouled him there, but he gets a pass off to Grant Hill. Timberlake trying to take him in the open court. Pass goes off to Davis. Davis going down inside to Laettner. Laettner turns, puts it up, and it could have been gone either way, but they're calling it.
Technical foul on Laettner. After he got the blocking call, he turned around and slammed the Kentucky player.
So, Kentucky's player is going to the bench. Apparently so are Duke right now, and Richie Farmer is back ready to report to the scorer's table. Richie's probably coming in to shoot the free throw. Yeah, he stamped his foot. I don't think he got the player, did he, Ralph?
I thought he swung at it. I thought he got it.
He might have. Might have.
One thing they don't show are fouls or the calls that are disputed, and rightfully not, here in the gymnasium.
Laettner will be on the line. Laettner is Duke's best free throw shooter. He's getting booed pretty well by the Kentucky fans. Puts it up. Got it. That is Laettner's first free throw of the night. That's unusual, but he's an 81% shooter. Excellent.
Yeah, but he hadn't missed a shot in the field tonight.
He's a good athlete. He's an All-American. And will go very high in the NBA draft. Timberlake was going up to shoot, and Richie grabs him, pushes him back. Timberlake's the worst free throw shooter out there for Kentucky. Aminu must have had a lapse.
That was almost comical when he started up.
Well, I think he thought because he committed the foul. Farmer rolls it up. Oh, good. Came out of there. Well, the Duke fans respond on the miss. Farmer fires, rolls it in. That one had a lot of iron on it. Richie has hit 4 out of 6 tonight. Has 9 points. 75-69, Duke with the lead. Kentucky has the ball on the technical. Comes into Mashburn, hands the ball to Woods. Duke is man-to-man. Woods is on the dribble. Off on the right side to Timberlake. Timberlake looking inside. Now he's having trouble finding somebody, and they take it away from him. Here goes Hurley. Drives under. Got it. That's his first two-pointer, but that was a big one, and they just stripped Timberlake, and they got to get him out of there. He held the ball too long. Woods with it. Gives to Mashburn. 77-69, and away from the ball.
The same official.
Yep, he has killed Kentucky, and he's calling it on Richie Farmer away from the ball. He has really destroyed Kentucky. Whether they're all right or not, I don't know, but he came all the way across the floor to call that one.
That was what I was going to say. He came from not any more than 10 feet away from us to go all the way across the floor in front of the Kentucky bench to make the call.
He has really, really hurt this ball club. They may all be real, I don't know. But he has seen more than anybody else. Laettner on the line for two. That was number 10. 7:40 to go in the game. Laettner can push it back out to 10. He's 2 for 2 at the stripe. Shoots it. Got it. I think Mashburn has outplayed Laettner tonight, Ralph.
Oh, I think he has too. Laettner got his 10th point, which made him the all-time NCAA scorer, and then got lost.
Pelfry has come back in. He's been on the bench. Good again. He's been on the bench quite a while with his fourth foul. 79-69, 7:38 to go. Duke leads by 10. Woods down court, gives to Pelfry. Pelfry going inside to Mashburn. He's got a double team already. Gives it to Brown coming in. He puts it up and in, and he's fouled. There's a fine assist from Mashburn. He drew the double team and dished it off to a teammate. Dale Brown.
It's going to be on Bobby Hurley.
Gets his 12th point. That's Hurley's first. Dale Brown will go to the line where he's hit 2 out of 4. Just about what he shot on the season. Came into this game shooting 51%. He's hit 50% tonight from the stripe. 79-71. And Brown rolls it up and in. 79-72. Kentucky in the press. Duke working. Grant Hill. I really like this ball player. I think almost if I were drafting Duke players, I'd take him. I know he would as a sophomore. Here's Thomas Hill putting it up. No good. Laettner taps it in. A big play by Christian Laettner there. He gets tough when the going gets tough. 81-72. Duke with a 9-point lead. Kentucky with that ball. And backcourt, Mashburn drives into the paint. Fall away jumper. Good. He is some kind of hoss. 81-74. Kentucky still in it. Duke with the ball. Kentucky the press. Too long. 5-second count on Laettner. Kentucky gets the ball for its own end of the court.
This press has really bothered Duke tonight.
John Pelfry will put it in play. Kentucky has played this #1 ranked team really well, I think. Woods with it in backcourt. Pelfry comes out and takes it. Mashburn posting up in there. Pelfry goes with it on the drive, and he is fouled. Davis got him, yeah. That's his third. Duke has no one in real foul trouble, though, with 6:46 to go.
You got Laettner with 3, and one of those being a technical that counted against him as a team foul.
That's 8 on Duke, so it'll be 1-1 for John Pelfry. Pelfry has not scored this half. He's been on the bench most of it with 4 fouls. John had a good first half, but in fact, when he left with his second foul, he was the leading scorer for Kentucky with 6. Hits it.
Haywood, you got to figure that Kentucky's played Duke a whale of a game with at maximum 4/5 of their team there.
That's right. And still in the thing. 6:46 to go and down by 6. Pelfry at the line can cut it to 5. On its way. Beauty. 11 points for Pelfry. 81-76. Presses on into Davis. Gives it back to Grant Hill. Hill is listed as a forward, but he has really handled the ball as much as Hurley has tonight. Hill dribbles it over the line. Still dribbling. Works it off to the right side. Feldhaus with him defensively. Looks in at Laettner, but goes to Thomas Hill at the top of the key. Back to Grant Hill. Long range right side. Here goes Hurley going for the basket, and he runs over John Pelfry.
Finally, they got that official out of there where he couldn't make that call and get a guy in there who could make it right.
Yeah. So Kentucky gets the ball as John Pelfry took the charge, and it was called that way. Comes into Woods. 6:20 left in this game. Woods down court for the Wildcats. Still dribbling it. Gives it to Mashburn in backcourt with him. Feldhaus takes it. Long range left side. Pelfry just back of the keyhole with the ball. Gives to Feldhaus on the left wing. Dribbles it out into backcourt. Gives to Mashburn. Mashburn throws it in. Here's Dale Brown. Open. Got it. 81-78. Duke's lead at 3. Press is on. Comes into Laettner. Laettner looking, puts down the dribble. Mashburn slaps it away from him, out of bounds, comes up with him, didn't go out. Mashburn with a steal, Feldhaus for a 3, doesn't go. Fight for it, and Davis comes out of there for Duke, and Dale Brown fouls him. That was a good call. Dale got him. Boy, if that 3 had gone, but they don't all go, and it'll be 2 shots. That was Kentucky's 10th foul.
Dale Brown, that's his 3rd personal foul. Kentucky is over the limit.
Duke will be on the line with a 3-point lead, 5:42 to go.
When Kentucky's been in a position to really make the move, it's been the free throws that put Duke back out on top.
That was a good call there, though. Brown definitely reached in on him. Pelfry tried to get the rebound. He battled as hard as he could and just couldn't pull it out of there. Feldhaus missing the 3. Davis on the line. He's an excellent free throw shooter. All the Duke players are. Puts up the first of 2, bounces off. No good. Has another one coming. Brian Davis, a senior. At the stripe. 1 shot left. Ready. In the air. No good. Battled in the air, and Woods goes and gets it. Brings it down for Kentucky. Woods working. Coming out to take it is Pelfry. Pelfry gives to Feldhaus. He's open. Didn't take it. Woods. Woods is going to take a 3. Yes. It's 81-81 as Kentucky catches up. The press is on. Knocked out of the hands of Thomas Hill by Dale Brown, and that was a close call, but they got Dale Brown for his 4th one. They'll go down and shoot 2 at the other end. Antonio Lang ready to come in, but apparently he's coming in for the shooter. 81-81 with 5:20 to play. Kentucky's been down by 11. Here they are right back in the face of the #1 ranked team in the country, ranked #1 all season, favored to win the national championship for the 2nd year in a row. And Thomas Hill can push the Dukies back in front. Has 2 shots coming. Clock stopped at 5:20 to play. Hill ready for the first. It's up and it's rolling in. Good. 82-81 Duke. John Pelfry just pointed to Jamal Mashburn. I don't know whether the Mash needs to come out or not. I was just asking Coach Pitino something.
He was saying, should he post up?
Hill at the line. Shoots it. Got it. It's 2 in a row, and Duke reclaims the lead. 83-81 over Kentucky. And we've got a timeout called by the Blue Devils. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to play. Duke 83, Kentucky 81. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
Current crop of UK fans and anybody ever wanted to go to Minneapolis. But that's where the Final Four is. That's where the Wildcats want to go. The winner of this game will play Indiana. For the second half, Kentucky's had 2 more field goals than Duke. They're 12 of 18. For the game, they've had 1 more field goal than Duke, 29 of 53. Duke has hit 9 of 13 from the free throw line of this half. Kentucky 8 of 11. Duke has had 20 of 26 from the charity stripe. Kentucky 13 out of 18. For the second half, Duke has out-rebounded Kentucky 11-6. For the game, 28-14. For the rebounds and the second shots Duke has had has certainly been a telltale factor. We're going right down to the wire, it appears. Kentucky remaining in foul trouble. Martinez fouling out with 11:52 to go in the game. John Pelfry has 4 fouls. He's playing. Woods with 3. He's playing. 4 for Dale Brown. He's playing. It was the cry of go big blue, but it was for both sides because both are blue and white. Kentucky in the Kentucky blue, white numbers. Duke in the Duke blue, blue numbers. Kentucky's ball out of bounds. They trail by 2. Feldhaus getting set to put it in play to Woods. And to call the last 5:20, here's Cawood.
Woods brings it down on the dribble. Duke appears to be in a zone, and Duke is in a zone. Nope, they're man-to-man. Here's Feldhaus with it. Out just back of the keyhole. They go inside. Here goes Mashburn for the basket. Puts it up. Got it. 83-83. Full court press is on. Hurley with it, and Woods, oh boy, Close call. He's called for reaching in. Maybe he got it. That's his fourth. They'll walk to the other end where Hurley will stride to the line. He's hit 3 out of 4. He'll get 2. Woods slapped, got some ball, might have gotten Hurley. 83-83. Score is tied for the 4th time, 2nd time in this half. Kentucky made up an 11-point deficit here in the 2nd half. Hurley at the line can push Duke back into the lead. First one on its way, and it's perfect. 84-83, Duke. 4:56 to go. Hurley, the shot. It's good. 85-83, Duke with the lead, Kentucky with the ball. Mashburn has 25 points. He comes into backcourt and takes the pass. They drop off of him, but he bounces off Dale Brown, bluffs the 3. Pelfry wanted to shoot it, but they come get him in a hurry. Here's Sean Woods in the left corner with it. He puts down a dribble, bringing it back out at long range. Duke is in a zone. Pelfry takes it. Gives in there to Feldhaus. Feldhaus has the ball slapped away, but he got fouled. Laettner adds his 4th, if I have my figures right. And that is Duke's 10th. So Feldhaus will get 2. Feldhaus has not scored, has not been to the free throw line. Thomas Hill ready to check in for Duke. But Feldhaus already has the ball. He has to wait till after the first shot. Feldhaus misses. Deron's had a rough trip tonight.
He's 0 for 4 from the field and now 0 for 1 from the charity stripe.
Hasn't shot very much. Played good defense, though. Good, solid defense. Needs to hit this free throw. Puts it up. Got it. He is a good free throw shooter, 80%er. 85-84. Presses on. Duke leads by 1. Hurley with it. Just circling around. Woods goes out. Feldhaus trying to help out, but he passes over the line to Thomas Hill. Hurley takes it back. Gives to Hill. That's Thomas Hill. Long range left side. Duke trying to open up the floors. Kentucky's man-to-man. They'd like to go one-on-one. But right now, Duke is content to kill some clock and get it down a little closer, then go one-on-one with the great athletic skill Duke has. Hurley takes it, knocked away, and almost out of bounds. Almost touched by Hurley, and Washington Woods hit it last. Woods almost picking that thing off. They took Laettner out when he committed his 4th foul, but he's going to come back in with 4:04 to go, and Lang goes out. Laettner holds up 4 fingers, which means he'll probably go to the 4 corners, would be my guess. They're not in the 4 corner, but they are. Now they're setting a stack inside. 12 seconds to go because that was tapped out by the hand. And here is Grant Hill working on Feldhaus. Gives off instead to Thomas Hill. He comes across the lane with a jump shot. It's in and good. It took a couple of trips, but it stays there. That was a big basket by Duke. Makes it 87-84. 3-point lead. Kentucky with the ball, trailing by 3. Woods to Pelfry. Underneath the Feldhaus open. Got it. Great pass from Pelfry. It's 87-86. Feldhaus broke open, and his teammate John Pelfry drilled him with a perfect pass under there. Grant Hill in backcourt for the Blue Devils. Works it down the right side, reverses, gives to Hurley. Woods after him. Here's Thomas Hill with it. Thomas Hill going to Laettner, top of the key. They go down inside to Grant Hill. He fakes, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Mashburn. Mashburn gets it out to Woods. Woods running the right side with it. Bounces off in the right corner. Brown for a 3. Yes! Kentucky goes ahead, 89-87. A takeoff play by Davis. Puts it up. No good, but it'll be offensive goaltending, and Davis will get the basket.
Mashburn getting there late. All Pelfry could do is flag at him because he already has 4 fouls.
That's right, and Mashburn hit the ball, but I think it was a good call. It was too far up on the board. 89-89. The score is tied. 2:48 to go. Woods brings it into offensive court for the Wildcats. Gives to Pelfry in backcourt. Pelfry looks. Mashburn takes it just outside the paint. Feldhaus fakes the 3. Gives to Pelfry. Lets the 3 go. It isn't any good. Brown has it. Bring it out of there, Brown. Don't shoot in there. Throws it out to Feldhaus. To Pelfry. I thought Brown was going to shoot in that crowd. Here's Pelfry trying to drive. Bounces in, but it's picked off almost, and then a foul. Sean Woods battled to save that one, and Davis got him, and that's his 4th. 2:22 to play. Mike Krzyzewski, the Duke coach, has been very calm on the sideline, but he is up now. This Kentucky team has brought him to his feet.
Like it has thousands of Kentucky fans here in Memorial Coliseum and around the Commonwealth.
Sean Woods has had such a great tournament. He's got 17 points. First time on the line for him. He'll shoot 2. Hits it. 90-89 Kentucky. 2:22 to play. Woods at the line. Lets it go. It's there. 91-89. Presses on for the Cats. Grant Hill bounces into Hurley. Hurley on the dribble. They're trying to get him in a trap, but he runs out of it. Passes over to Grant Hill. Kentucky has to hurry back. Man, Hurley with it. Hurley out at long range. Gives to Thomas Hill. Looks in there for Laettner. Can't find him. Now they get it into Laettner. Laettner has it knocked away by Feldhaus. They call him for a foul. That was close. Feldhaus picks up his first, but that'll put Laettner on the line for 2. Laettner's been up there 4 times without a miss.
Deron Feldhaus. That's his first personal foul.
21 points already as Laettner steps up for 2 more. 2:03 left in this game. Kentucky leads by 2. Duke's Christian Laettner on the line, a chance to tie it. 2 shots. 91-89. Laettner lets it go. Good. Rattle the rim, but it stays. 91-90. Laettner back at the line. Up it goes and good. 91-91. Score tied. Sean Woods down court for the Wildcats. Gives to Pelfry in backcourt. Looking in. Gives to Feldhaus instead. Feldhaus to Pelfry. Pelfry holding the ball. Puts down a dribble now. Gives to Woods. Woods looks. Gives. Oh, he tried to go to Feldhaus. Feldhaus, I don't think knew it was coming for him. He didn't even put his hands up. I don't know whether he could have gotten it or not, but sails out of bounds. A little behind him. Not a good pass. Duke gets it back. Grant Hill gets it into Hurley. Hurley running it down court. Still moving with it. They don't want to foul it. Great free throw shooter. Make them get it the hard way. Here goes Hurley for the basket. He gets back outside to Thomas Hill. Hurley's got it from Grant Hill. Comes way outside. 1:30 to play. 30 on the shot clock. Hurley with it. Middle is open. They're in kind of a double stack. Hurley gives off to Laettner in the right corner. He comes on the dribble. Passes inside. It's deflected, but Davis has got it and brings it way back out for Duke. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Grant Hill comes out with the ball. There goes Grant Hill. Wants to go one-on-one. Gives to Thomas Hill. Comes in. Nice fake. Puts up a jumper. It's good. Big shot by Thomas Hill. Makes it 93-91. 57 seconds to go. Woods works off to the right side. They look inside for Mashburn. Now he gives to Feldhaus in backcourt. Coming out to take it is Pelfry. Pelfry guarded closely. Angles right. Goes to the baseline. Gets under the basket. Deflected. Feldhaus puts it up and in. And it's 93-93. Duke with the ball. Shot clock is off. Hurley with it. Hurley brings it down. They don't want to foul. They want to make Duke beat them with a shot. Man-to-man. Hurley working back and forth outside. Grant Hill with it. They have spread the floor. They're going for the last shot. 13 seconds, 12. Hurley with it. Hurley on the dribble. Woods with it. Hurley driving. Puts up a jumper. No good. Mashburn comes off with it and calls timeout. But the clock shows no time.
They're going over to the official score.
I think they'll have to put a second on, Ralph, I believe. They haven't put anything on, but we got a timeout call by Kentucky. The score tied. 93-93. The clock shows 0-0-0. But I believe they'll put something back on the board. Herb Sendek going down to midcourt.
Cawood, isn't it this year that in the championship game that you can go to the television monitors and look at it?
Rick Pitino's up there pleading his case. We're going to stay right here till we see what they do. Well, is it over, or we go to overtime, or does Kentucky have a second?
I I thought he put the shot up actually with 3 seconds to go. So when he got the rebound and called the timeout, there should be about one at least.
I never heard the horn.
I heard it when he got out here about when he called the timeout.
Well, I guess we haven't put anything back, Ralph, so apparently we're going to overtime. It'd have to be my guess. We'll be back to let you know what's happening. It's 93-93, Kentucky and Duke. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Liberty is proud to announce our affiliation.
Is waving everybody up in the front court.
I think it has to be a takeoff play here because Kentucky has everybody up at the Duke end of the floor. Laettner guarding Mashburn, who's out of bounds. Mashburn looks, now throws long, and throws it out of bounds.
No, it can't be. It was touched, wasn't it, by Duke? Didn't Duke touch the ball?
Rick Pitino says Duke did. The clock shows no time. Duke is saying it's air ball down there at that end. I think Duke tapped it out of bounds. It was intended for Pelfry, but we're waiting for a call. Pitino and Krzyzewski both down there at midcourt.
When you've had this kind of game officiated, you don't want to let it get down to this because these guys have not done a good job at anything. I guess they say that's the end of regulation time.
It should be because it was deflected. So they put 5 minutes up. We've got 5 minutes more of basketball. And we go to overtime, and that's quite a surprise in itself that Kentucky's carried this #1 team in the country into overtime and still very much in this game, Ralph.
Indeed they are. And Cawood, let's look at the stats here as they ended the first half or the second half of play. For the second half, Kentucky had 16 field goals. Duke had 13. Duke hits 13 of 17 from the free throw line. Kentucky 11 out of 15. Duke only out-rebounded Kentucky finally in that second half of regulation play, 11-10. They out-rebounded Kentucky 28-18 for the 40 minutes. Now for the ball game, Duke has 31 of 47 from the field. Kentucky 33 out of 59 from the field. So Duke hits 66%. What a shooting percentage that is. And now Kentucky's hit 55-9. Duke was 24 of 30 in regulation play. Kentucky 16 out of 22. So Kentucky hit 72%, but the numbers, the astonishing thing, having 8 fewer free throws. Three-point land, Kentucky 11 of 20, Duke 7 of 14. So Kentucky is 55% from three-point land, and Duke gets 50%. Kentucky turned the ball over 11 times, Duke 19. Kentucky had 16 points after turnovers. Duke had 28 points after turnovers. 5 minutes have been put on the clock in overtime play here in the East region. The winner of this one will go on to play Indiana in the NCAA Final Four. Laettner is in, and Mashburn will jump against him. Here's Cawood.
Martinez out of there. Laettner much taller and gets the tap, taps it out of bounds. Kentucky's ball. Yes. Pelfry did a good job there. He shielded the Duke player who couldn't get to it before it went out of bounds. Pelfry with the ball comes into Woods. 93-93. We're in overtime. Woods dribbling in backcourt. Pelfry comes out and takes it. Feldhaus out, takes the ball in backcourt. They give it up and go under. Sean Woods with it. Feldhaus goes inside. Here's Mashburn to try a three. Doesn't go this time. Rebounded by Duke. Coming off with it is Thomas Hill. Boy, they can really get off their feet, Doug. Wonderful bunch of athletes for Duke. Hurley brings it down over the line. Hurley just dribbling out at long range. Mashburn had a great chance at the three, and he has hit 3 of them tonight, but that one did not go. Hill with it to Grant Hill. Grant Hill puts down a dribble, spins, comes in, puts it up, and it bounces off of there. Rebounded by Dale Brown. Gets it out of there to Woods, and Kentucky comes on the attack. Woods angles off to the left side. Gives it out to Pelfry. He's going to try a free. He's open out there. Got it! 96-93 Kentucky. 3:53 still left in this overtime. Laettner into Grant Hill. Hill, look out, Mashburn. He can't afford to lose him. He's crowding him a little bit, driving with the ball. Here's a foul, a charging foul against Duke, and it's called against. It was Pelfry they ran into. Who was the foul on?
It's on Davis. That's 5 on him, isn't it?
I have 5 on him.
Now each team has lost 1 man.
13 points for Brian Davis, who fouls out with 3:42 to go in the overtime.
Ball control foul gives the ball out of bounds to Kentucky in backcourt.
Lang comes in to take his place. Kentucky has the ball in a 3-point lead. 3:42 to go. Long way in this overtime. Sean Woods on the dribble down court for the Cats. Brings it up over the stripe. Gives to Mashburn in backcourt. Mashburn guarded by Lang. Gets it off to Dale Brown. Brown off to Sean Woods. Feldhaus looks, just bounces and gives it back to Woods. Woods comes out. Gives it off to Pelfry. Pelfry looking inside. Doesn't see anything, so he puts down the dribble. Motions for Woods to break for the basket. Now Pelfry tries to go. Can't. Gets it out to Feldhaus. Is a bad pass. He got to it and got it over to Woods. Almost threw that one away. We got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Woods, here he goes, driving in. It's taken away from him as he tried to deal it off. Thomas Hill running the other way off to Laettner. Laettner throws it out to Hurley. Almost threw it over his head, but Hurley's got it. The Duke gets it back. Big turnover there for the Cats. Never got the shot away. Here's almost stolen by Woods, but he didn't get it. And Hurley for a three. It is no good, but Grant Hill back to Hurley for another three. This one's good. And it's 96 all. That was a big rebound there the Duke came off with after the miss. Woods over the line for Kentucky. 2.5 minutes to play in the overtime. Pelfry with it in backcourt. Pelfry puts down the dribble. Tried to set him a screen. Didn't work. He works off of it. Goes in. Pumps. Goes up with a shot. Good. Underneath. 98-96. Kentucky with a lead. 2:10 left in this overtime. Grant Hill with it for Duke. Brings it down on the dribble. Over the stripe. Puts a move on Dale Brown, who's still with him. Grant Hill off to Hurley. Hurley going to Laettner. Laettner on the baseline. Puts down his dribble. He's double teamed. Got it inside, but somebody got him. Pelfry had picked off the pass, but Mashburn had fouled him. That's his fourth. That'll put Laettner at the line. He hasn't missed in 6 trips. He'll get 2. 1:53 to play in an overtime game. Kentucky leading Duke 98-96. The clock stopped at 1:53 for Christian Laettner to shoot 2.
Christian Laettner on the line.
Laettner puts up the first. It's good. 98-97 Kentucky. Laettner a chance to tie it. Been tied 8 times. Laettner shoots. It's even. 98 all. Kentucky with the ball. 1:50 left in this game. We're in overtime. Sean Woods for the Cats. Gives to Pelfry in backcourt. Feldhaus takes it. Bluffs the 3. Gives to Woods instead. Woods backs up with a closed fist. Kentucky running its play. Woods still on the dribble. Gives it off to Pelfry on the left wing. To Mashburn. Mashburn in the top of the key. Feldhaus on the right wing. Dribbles into backcourt. Gives to Woods. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Woods just dribbling. Here he goes into the paint. Puts up a jumper. It's short. Rebounded by Laettner. That one caught the lip of the rim. Woods made a nice move. He's had a big game. He's got 19 points, but Duke's got that ball in the score tie. 33 seconds on the shot clock. Hurley circles right. Looks low. Now he comes out in the backcourt to Laettner. Laettner wanted to shoot the 3. Decides to try to put down a dribble, but Mashburn is with him. He's still looking. And timeout Duke, as Laettner had a little trouble getting rid of the ball. Duke wants timeout with 22 seconds on the shot clock. It's all even. 98-98. We're in overtime. 54 seconds left in the overtime.
Indeed it is. And Cawood, there may be a team somewhere down the road that'll become more loved. But this right now would have to be the most beloved team ever, the University of Kentucky, simply for the fact that they have portrayed more heart. They have brought forth more heart than any team I can remember in the 20-plus years that I've been around. I don't know about your 39. And I know one of the rough grunts is in here watching it, too. Tommy Cron. I ran into him last night, and he said to me then, he said, I think this team is better liked than the one that we had. And boy, they have shown it out there tonight. Down by 12. fighting back against all odds, with Pelfry having 4 fouls on him. Martinez already on the bench. Woods at the time had 3. He now has 4. Brown at the time had 3. He now has 4. But they have stayed in with a #1 seed, not only, as Cawood put it a few minutes ago, in this region, but in all of college basketball in the Duke Blue Devils, the defending champions. You last year beat UNLV. The team wanted to go back to Minneapolis and defend their title against Indiana, the team that they'll meet right off the bat in the NCAA. Whichever team it is here will meet Indiana, who won this afternoon over UCLA. Well, in the overtime, Duke is 1 out of 3. Kentucky is 2 out of 4. But Duke has gone to the free throw line twice, as has been their wont for tonight. And they have hit 2 of those to even that field goal out. And it is 0-for-0 for Kentucky here in this half of play, or this overtime period. It was tied at the end of overtime, 93 all. The score has been tied at 5:27, 81, 83, 89, 91, 93, and 96, and now at 98. At halftime, Duke led it by 5 at 50-45. Kentucky led early in the game by as many as 8, and then fouls really started giving them in trouble. So with 54.5 seconds to go on the game clock, 22 seconds left on the shot clock, it will be Duke's basketball on the side in their own front court of play. John Pelfrey, the captain, gives the Kentucky Wildcats, made up of Feldhaus, along with Brown, Woods, and Mashburn, a pep talk. Duke's ball out of bounds, and to call the final 54.5. Here's Cawood.
Grant Hill, right side, offensive court for Duke, will put it in play. Comes into Hurley deep. Hurley dribbling. Duke has diagrammed the play that Coach Krzyzewski wants. Hurley gives to Laettner, who's coming to back court. Back to Hurley. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hurley on the dribble. Woods with him. Hurley bounces off. Knocked out of bounds. Almost picked off by Dale Brown, but 5 seconds on the clock because he got it with his hand. They do not reset the clock.
If Kentucky can get this ball back without Duke scoring, it could be Kentucky's game.
Absolutely. 37 seconds to go, 5 on the shot clock. Grant Hill floats it in to Laettner. Laettner turns, pumps, goes up for a shot, rolls in. Oh, it was a big shot. So Kentucky comes down. 100-98 Duke. Woods, Pelfrey. Pelfrey goes to Mashburn. Mashburn goes for the basket, puts it up and in, and he fouled. Lang got him. (100 to 100).
You could not have a more fierce competition or pressure-packed situation for the fans if you were in the championship game of the NCAA right now, Cawood.
The NCAA would dream of a game like this in that Final Four. 100 to 100. 19.6 seconds left. Jamal Mashburn at the line. Shot is up. Good. 101 to 100. But Duke still has 19 seconds to go, and Duke, it's Kentucky that wants the timeout. Timeout on the court. We're in overtime. Kentucky with a 1-point lead and almost 20 seconds to play. 101 to 100. And we'll take a break, right?
Timeout remaining. 19.6 seconds to go. The Cats 101. Duke 100. It has gone to the wire in overtime. It was tied at 93 all. At halftime, Duke led by 5. Duke has stayed in the game from the free throw line. From the free throw line, the #1 team in America challenged the Kentucky Wildcats right here. What a heart this group of Kentuckians had. Ralph Willard, who used to be Rick's #1 assistant, now the head man down at Western, told me in an interview before the game, he said, Ralph, I just can't believe that the heart of this Kentucky team will let this game get away. And by golly, Cawood, he has again been right on the money. 19.6 seconds is all that remains.
I remind you, he is one of the guys who predicted a blowout the other night, too, though.
No, he was the guy who said it was Scout who predicted the blowout.
I thought they both did.
19 points. That's important to remember. The 0.6 of a second. Kentucky called the timeout. Each team will have 1 timeout remaining. No matter whether or not we are there or not, Cawood Ledford will be calling the Final Four on the NCAA radio network or here on the University of Kentucky. And if we're fortunate, it'll be Cawood and Tom up in Minneapolis.
Well, what Kentucky must not do now is foul. They do not want to put them on the line unless they do it immediately, and I don't think they want to do that. It's full court. Look for Duke to take off. They do not. They're just trying to set a screen to get it in. It comes into Hurley. Hurley working it down. Throws long to Laettner. Laettner into the paint. Is slapped out of his hands, and they're going to call a foul.
Mashburn. That's 5.
That's all. Mashburn commits his 5th foul. Goes out of there with 28 points and a big night.
That is his 5th personal foul. That is Logan's first foul.
This puts Duke on the line for 2 with 14 seconds to go.
And the man who's not missed a shot all night long at the free throw line, Christian Laettner.
He's been there 8 times and made them all. You're right, Ralph.
But Mashburn, I think, outplayed him tonight, Cawood. I don't think there's any doubt about him taking on the All-American and taking him right to the hoop and taking him to the wire.
Mashburn has been outstanding this whole tournament, and he's fouled out with 14 seconds to go in the overtime.
His average for this tournament is going to be in the high 20s through the 4 games that have been played.
Laettner at the line will get 2. Kentucky leads by 1, 101-100. Laettner is Duke's best free throw shooter. 81% on the year. 100% tonight. 8 for 8. Laettner shoots. It's good. That ties it 101-101.
You expect that from an All-American, the man who's the all-time leading scorer in the NCAA.
Laettner can push Duke into the lead. His dribble is over. The shot is on the way, and it is good. And Duke leads 102-101. Kentucky has the ball. Feldhaus gets it into Woods. We've got 11 seconds. Woods over the line. Gives to Pelfry. Pelfry. They call timeout on the Kentucky side over by the bench with 7.8 seconds to go. The Cats take the timeout. We'll keep it right here. We're in overtime. Kentucky has the ball with 7.8 seconds. Plenty of time to get a shot. And, Ralph, they've got a real chance to win this one.
They certainly do have a chance to win it. And you got Rick Pitino on the bench diagramming plays for you. And you've got the hearts of John Pelfry and Sean Woods and Richie Farmer and Deron Feldhaus and Dale Brown out there on the floor, and the cheering of Jamal Mashburn and Jamel Martinez, who have fouled out along with the other 7 players on the Kentucky bench. You're doggone right they've got a chance. 7.8 seconds to go. 102-101. Normally, Rick Pitino does not call a timeout in this particular situation. Tom, you're going to have to ask these guys to sit down so we can see the last 7 seconds, would you?
I think those are the security people, but maybe they're just up for the timeout, Ralph.
So we've got 7.8 seconds to go here in this basketball game. The Wildcats will have the ball out here on this near side of the floor whenever we get ready to go back to play. Right here in front of us, as a matter of fact, is where they'll be tossing it in. What kind of play do you think you'll set up with Mashburn out of there, Cawood?
I don't know, Ralph. That's a good question. I think... I don't know. They'd like to run a pick, but they don't have time to fool around. They don't have to fire on the inbounds play, but if somebody doesn't break clear, they'd love to get a layup. But if that doesn't come, they got to go on and fire away.
I'm a little surprised in all reality that they did call the timeout. I thought that if Pelfrey went ahead and made the move to the basket there, that Hurley was going to grab a hold of him, but that may not have accounted at that particular point.
They'll be very slow to call a foul, Ralph. They'll have to mug somebody. I think this late in the game, and the #1 team in the country with a 1-point lead. Yeah. I don't think they'll get a touch foul. Not now.
Okay, Wood, those gendarmes are not going to sit down. They're going to line up here unless they get down on their knees. And I guess that's what they're being told to do.
I'm going to be right up on this tabletop if they don't. And I'm going to witness this last 7 seconds somewhere.
It's going to be out of bounds again. We set it up for you. The Wildcats, Woods, Pelfrey, Feldhaus, along with Brown and Richie Farmer. The midgets are in there for the Kentucky Wildcats. Here comes Duke.
It may be Richie, who's just coming off the bench. He's a tough little guy in the clutch. Kentucky has 3 guards and 2 forwards. Comes into Woods. Woods with Hurley on him. Is on the move. Here he goes down in the paint. His shot is up. Good! 2 seconds. Sean Woods backs it in off the glass. 103-102. 2 seconds left, and we've got a quick timeout, and we're going to stay right here. Sean Woods just took it, drove into the paint, tattooed it up on the board and back into the net, and the Cats lead by 1. 103 to 102. Duke now is down diagramming at the other end, Ralph. And no matter who leaves, this will be one of the great ones in NCAA tournament history.
There is absolutely no doubt about that. The wordsmiths of Cawood Ledford has told us that. And it has been that kind of ball game. The thing Kentucky cannot do now is foul. Kentucky, with 2 minutes and 2.1 seconds to go, all Kentucky needs to do is bat the basketball down. Just bat it down. That's all it will take. What a finish we are having here. Cawood, I felt all day long, win or lose in the next 2.1, and I have told everybody this. I felt Kentucky would win this ball game if it were close. If it were close. I've told everybody that who asked. There were writers here who said Kentucky had absolutely no chance to win this. Matter of fact, back in the room where we all had dinner, there wasn't one soul you could have found who would have given you a snowball chance in hell for the Kentucky Wildcats to win this one. But it's all boiled down to Sean Woods hitting a little shot on a diagram play, specially drawn up for him to get the Wildcats at front with 2.1 to go.
Ralph, don't count it yet. Nope. This team is not number one and has been number one all season. It hasn't been 1 week this year. Duke hasn't been number one. They will go down fighting. So don't put a W there yet.
I am not doing that. I'm just saying to this particular point that the Wildcats have played their hearts out, and they have come from behind for all adversity with fouls and this sort of thing to get it. And with Christian Laettner, as you said a while ago, you can't count him out. Laettner turned around with only 1 second on the shot clock and hit it a minute ago to tie the ball game at 98-98. Kentucky in the huddle. They release once. They come back again, and Rick Pitino is right in there. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification on the UK Basketball Network.
News, information, and music. WNGO, WXID-FM, Mayfield, Kentucky.
All right. Laettner way back at that end. So is Hurley. And Kentucky. Here's the long pass, and Laettner's got it. Puts down a dribble, turns with a jumper. Good! And Duke wins it. 104 to 103. That is why they're number one. Well, heartbreak for Kentucky, a team that fought it hard out. But give Duke credit, it did what it had to do. And Kentucky could not come up with a wall on the long pass down court. And Duke goes to the Final Four, 104 to 103 in overtime. Be right back. This is the UK Basketball Network.
Hello, friend. Al Purnell here. In Kentucky, everyone loves the Big Blue. And that's true of Purnell's Old Folks Sausage, too. Because the latest Courier Journal survey has Old Folks Whole Hog Sausage #1. Thank you for supporting Coach Pitino, and thank you for buying Purnell's Old Folks Country Sausage. Try Purnell's Old Folks Country Sausage tomorrow. Medium, hot, Italian, or smoked. It's good.
Whether you farm full-time or part-time, there's a new John Deere 40, 50, or 60 horsepower tractor that's perfect for you. The new 5000 series Spirit tractors. Perfect because the features you need are standard equipment, including hydrostatic power steering, hydraulic wet disc brakes, independent PTO, and a lot more. So don't settle for anything less. Visit your Deere dealer.
See your Kentucky John Deere dealer today. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Here we go.
Give me the ball. Over here. Go, go, go. When you're burning up with thirst, when you're burning up inside, nothing cools you down like Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Hey, now!
Sponsoring sports has been a long-term commitment for Bill Brown and Gibson's Discount Pharmacy Mayfield. Without the support of businesses and businessmen